to Annistown Kids Online Worship. Yay!
Good morning, everybody. We're so excited to see you guys this week for another great story. And I'm here to tell you about Jonah and his disobedience to God and how he got swallowed by a whale.
Wait. Actually, I get where you're going, but we want to stay true to the scripture.
That wasn't even wrong.
Well, the scripture actually never says it was a whale. And I know we always think Jonah and the whale, but the Bible actually says big fish.
A big fish.
Which is probably a whale.
So that could have been anything.
Right. So
really?
A shark.
A shark?
So let's be accurate and we'll say that it was a big fish.
Okay, so a big fish.
Yeah, so big fish, you want me to take it?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So God spoke to Jonah one day, and he said, Jonah, there's these people over there, and there's this town called Nineveh, and they are not following the will of God. They are being disobedient. They're just sinning, and I need you to go and preach the word and tell them to straighten up their ways. And Jonah said, oh, those people are awful. I don't want to go over there.
He didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go. So he got finished talking to God, and God thought he was going to go. And then Jonah thought, they'll kill me if I go over there. Those people are nasty bad.
Oh.
So I think I'm going to head the opposite direction. Yes, he did. So
he disobeyed.
He disobeyed God, yes.
Right.
So he goes to this dock, and he looks at all the ships, and he says, one ticket to as far away from Nineveh as possible, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the guy goes, hey, we are going quite far away
Like
from
the
Nineveh.
opposite
Yeah,
direction.
the opposite direction. Sure, you can go with us. So Jonah gets on the boat. Everything's cool. He thinks all is quiet. He has escaped to Nineveh, right?
He thinks he's tricked God.
Yes. You can't trick God, boys and girls, ever. Ever. Don't try. So anyway, he goes to the bottom of the boat. He falls asleep. He's all relaxed in his little disobedience. And guess what? What always happens in the boat in scripture on the ocean? What
Every
happens?
time. A storm.
A storm. Yes,
Oh,
another storm. And so the people they forgot about Jonah for a minute, and they're like, oh no. So they started throwing things off of the boat because they were sinking. Like, we have to make this boat lighter. So they're throwing things off, and they're praying to their gods, and nothing's happening. And Jonah wakes up, and he goes, oh, this storm is about me.
He knows it's his fault.
It was all about him. Yes, because he was disobeying God. So Jonah says, listen, guys, this is all my fault. I'm so sorry. Throw me overboard. They went, what?
Can you
I
imagine?
know. He's going to give his life to save these people. So I guess we got to cut him a little
That
bit
was
of
nice.
slack. Yeah. So he says, throw me overboard. So they did, because they wanted to save their boat and all the people. So they threw Jonah overboard, and he's going down in the water, and he thinks he's going to drown, right? Guess what?
What?
God was not finished with Jonah. This is where the whale,
Big fish.
big fish comes in. All of a sudden, a big fish comes and swallows up Jonah. Swallows him up. I don't know if Jonah knew right away what was happening, because all of a sudden it's pitch black.
Right.
He can't see. But he's
So scary.
He starts smelling things.
Oh, I bet it stinks in
Stinks.
that fish.
And he realizes, I am inside a fish.
Oh no.
Can you imagine?
How scary.
I am inside a fish. And so he goes, oh no. So he starts praying. Guess how long he was in the fish?
How long?
3 days.
Oh wow.
Jonah was in the whale for 3 days.
I bet he stunk.
He stuck. And then guess what?
What?
The whale,
Ew.
he spit him out.
The whale threw him up.
He threw up Jonah into the sand on the beach. What a lovely way to wake up, on the beach.
Ah, relaxing as anything.
Yes. So then Jonah realized he prayed the whole 3 days he was in the whale. I'm so sorry, God. If you could just get me out of here. I'm sorry. I'll go to Nineveh. I will. And so when he's laying there on the beach, God says, well, Jonah says, I'm going. So he goes to Nineveh.
Finally.
Yes. And he starts preaching, and he tells them that they're doing wrong things. And guess what?
What?
The people listened. If Jonah would have just listened to God in the first place, he would have never had to gone through that. But the people listened and they said they were sorry, and they told God, we're so sorry for sinning against you. And God forgave them, and he didn't destroy them like he was going to.
That's
So
so
God
good.
forgives. When we do wrong, God forgives. Isn't that a great thing?
You know what's interesting about Jonah being in the belly of the whale
I know
for
where you're
3
going.
days?
I know where you're
Where
going.
am I going?
Jesus.
Yes! Just like Jesus was in the tomb for 3
Yes,
days,
he
and
was.
Jonah was in the belly of a whale for 3 days. We can just see Jesus all through Scripture, even in these Old Testament stories. It's amazing.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
And just how God saved Jonah, God saved us. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So boys and girls, listen to God. What do I say every week? Listen to God when he talks to you. Obey him. Your life will go so much smoother if you do.
Absolutely.
I mean, unless you want to get in the belly of a whale.
No, nobody wants that.
All right? Wasn't that a great story?
It's so good. Thanks, guys. Just like God was with Jonah in the belly of a great big fish, he's also with us everywhere we go. So let's stand up and sing together.
You are with me everywhere I go. Oh, oh, you are with me everywhere I go. If I go down, you are there. If I go up, you are there. If I go right, you are there. If I go left, you are there. Because you are with me everywhere I go. 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 If I go down, you are there. If I go up, you are there.